If someone offered you a sip of a distilled beverage that was composed primarily of water and ethanol, that was colorless, odorless, and thought by many to be tasteless, you might very well decline the invitation. So how is it then possible that the very liquid I speak of was, at one time, the most consumed of its kind in the world, and is itself a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry? Well, maybe it's because we're talking about vodka. The name itself is believed to have come from the Slavic word voda, meaning water. There are, of course, other opinions of its derivation, but these are somewhat confusing and speculative at best, and frankly, I see little point in delving into them. Vodka's origins are somewhat contentious as well, as there seems to be very little verifiable historical material available. One story has vodka being invented by a Russian monk named Isidore in 1430, while the first written use of the word vodka, as we know it today, appears in a Russian document in June of 1751. In Poland, vodka is said to have been produced in one form or another since the early Middle Ages, with the first written mention of the word appearing in 1405. For many centuries, vodka differed significantly when compared to what we purchase at our local purveyors today. It had a different flavor and color, it smelled bad, tasted worse, and was more medicinal in nature, probably best applied topically rather than having been ingested. And it actually contained very little alcohol, the maximum usually being only about 14% or 28 proof. It wasn't until the late 1860s when a gentleman by the name of Smirnov pioneered the charcoal filtration process, and with the help of some very fresh ingredients, created an unprecedentedly pure vodka, and by 1872 was grossing over $7 million in today's money annually. Today, vodka is made from a large number of things, including sorghum, corn, rye, wheat, potatoes, molasses, soybeans, grapes, rice, sugar beets, and believe it or not, sometimes even from the byproducts of oil refining or wood pulp processing. Now, doesn't that sound tasty? And in some countries, Poland for example, vodka is produced by simply fermenting a solution of sugar and yeast. The so-called vodka belt countries, which include Finland, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Russia, Poland, Belarus, Ukraine, as well as all the Baltic states, insist that only spirits produced from grains, potatoes, and sugar beets should be allowed to be branded as vodka. To that end, in 2008, the EU adopted a regulation that states, quote, any vodka not made from either grain or potatoes would have to display the products used in its production on the label, unquote. Now in the United States, many vodkas are made from 95% ethanol produced in large quantities by agricultural industrial giant Archer Daniels Midland. Bottlers simply purchase the base spirits in bulk, then filter, dilute, distribute, and market the end product under a variety of vodka brand names. A bit confusing? Well then, in next week's episode, we will begin exploring some of those brand names, and we'll try and explain what it is you should be looking for when purchasing a vodka. So please, join us each week as the 5 o'clock hour explores the history, the rituals, the gadgets and gizmos, the techniques, the recipes, the food, the drink, and all of the other wonderful and interesting things that make up this truly unique institution that we here call the 5 o'clock hour. Or visit us anytime at the5o'clockhour.com. And please remember, enjoy the 5 o'clock hour responsibly. Until we meet again, cheers.